Before we met with my first client, she was pretty much just starting out. She had no real firm business plans in place. She was working. She had a few potential students, but she hadn't actually had any agreements with anyone. She didn't really know how she was going to enforce those things, how she was going to make it work for her. But through the clinic, we were able to help her by coming up with some agreements and contracts that she can now use with all of her potential students.
We went downtown to meet the client, not in a standard setting, in a library. It made us feel really appreciated because this person probably wouldn't have gotten education if not for us. He'd been neglected by the school system, and so it just made us feel gratified in our role in the clinic.
I had another interview with a client, and I had been talking with her on the phone for about a good week. And it was very interesting today when I was finally able to put a face to her voice. She had needed to get her situation solved for many, many years, but couldn't afford it. And she was just so gracious when she saw us today. She gave us a hug, and it made me realize how important this program is and how we're able to just help these individual people, and collectively it's able to make a positive change in these people's lives.
The justice system isn't perfect, and it never will be, but it's a great one. But what we do in the clinic is helping those people who have, by some circumstance, had something happen, and maybe they shouldn't be incarcerated, maybe they didn't do it, maybe there was something wrong with their trial. We're trying to make their lives better and help them out in some way.
I do a lot of things for Judge Hudson, but primarily I work with his clerks, and more recently he has given me more work personally. I guess he trusts my abilities now. But I work on, predominantly I do research and writing, issues and writing memorandums.
There's no better experience than working in a prosecutor's office, especially in the city of Richmond, because there are so many cases. Prosecutors in the city of Richmond are in court a ton. So this is exactly where I need to be, and I'm so happy that I'm there this semester. It's been really great.
With a class, if you don't do the reading for that day, you can always bet the professor won't call on you, or you can always hope you can wiggle an answer. But with a client, you have to have the answer for them, and you have to be able to have it at a time that they really need it. And so there is no safety net, it is you, and so you have to be prepared.
In the delinquency clinic, I had expected the child to just close down. We were going to tell the child that we were their lawyer, but we expected they wouldn't trust us, that they wouldn't tell us anything, think that we would go tell their parents. But that wasn't the case at all. They told us everything down to way more than we needed to know. But it was definitely interesting, and it changes your perspective of a case and what you're going to argue.
I don't know what better experience I could have than doing the work that I'm doing right now. It's amazing. I feel like every week I learn a million things more than I knew the week before.
Through working in the clinic, I've been able to improve a lot of my practical skills when it comes to this side of the law. Coming into law school the first 2 years I've been here, all I've really done is take classes, I'm reading books, I'm briefing cases, but you never really actually get a hands-on feel for it. And now I'm actually getting to work firsthand with clients.
There's a difference between listening and active listening, and I think my active listening skills have really increased as a result of the clinic experience so far. They may say one thing and they may mean another, and so you have to really make sure you're actively listening to catch what they're really saying beyond just the words.
Definitely my research skills. I've needed to do a lot of research to figure out A, what our client is actually in for, and B, what we can do to help him. So it's a lot of research beyond case law, trying unconventional methods, trying to find new evidence. I learned how to get off-duty or off-the-record comments from police officers, which is something I'd never done before.
I'm more confident in what I would do after law school. I will be doing a clerkship when I graduate. And being able to do everything that I would potentially be doing when I finish is phenomenal. Imagine getting practice at your real job and excelling when you get there. There's nothing like it. And I'm looking forward to doing an actual clerkship because I've seen the way the current clerks work. I know what the work requirements are. I know what is expected And I believe that having this experience now would definitely help me.
It's a good feeling to know that you're helping somebody who's stuck get past that and move on and continue to develop themselves and succeed.
There is no one path to doing what you want to do. If you're a 1L, work hard, because your first year determines pretty much everything. If you're a 2L now, work harder if you missed it out in your first year. But, you know, ultimately the practice of law is very exciting, especially if you really wanted to do it.
You can do a lot of different things with a law degree. You can do a lot of different things even within just the legal world with a law degree. Don't feel tied down. Explore everything, keep your mind open, and just check out your options.